Welcome all. Before watching this video, please watch the alternate occlusion method of binocular balancing in our previous video. We covered all basics about binocular balancing, its indication, contraindication in that video. I have linked down the video in the description box. So let's start another method of binocular balancing, the prism dissociation blur method. In this technique, we use prisms to dissociate the eyes. You all know what prism is. A prism is a transparent refracting medium. It has a base and an apex. The prism refracts light towards its base. The image seen through the prism will be displaced towards its apex. When we place a prism base up before one eye, the image will be shifted downwards. And when we place a prism base down before one eye, the image will be shifted upwards. This is the basic principle of this procedure. We place prisms before both eyes with their bases opposite to each other. So we get two images, one in the top and the other in the bottom. So patient can see two images at the same time. Procedure. Begin the procedure with the monocular correction in the trial frame before both eyes. Test distance is at 6 meters under normal room illumination. Fog each eye with plus 0.15 diopter spherical until the visual acuity is 1 or 2 lines worse than the BCVA before fogging. If the acuity is not worse enough, add additional 0.5 diopter. If the fogging is sufficient, ask the patient to close both eyes. Isolate single line of target, that is 1 or 2 lines worse than the initial BCVA. Now add 3 prism base down in front of right eye and 3 prism base up in front of left eye. Some practitioners prefer using 4 prism instead of 3. Either can be done, but please make sure both eyes have equal prisms. After placing the prisms, ask the patient to open both eyes. They will be seeing 2 lines of targets, one above and the other below. We place base down in front of right eye, so the corresponding image will be shifted upwards. We placed base up in front of left eye, so the corresponding image will be shifted downwards. If the patient cannot see both lines, cover each eye in turn so that the patient can see the position of the line seen by each eye. The patient should then be able to see both targets at the same time. If the patient still cannot see 2 lines, then one eye is likely suppressing and the binocular balance is not required. If they are seeing 2 lines, ask them whether the letters in the top and bottom lines appear equally blurred. If they say equally blurred, the accommodation is already balanced. Now ask the patient to close the eyes and remove the prisms. Now defog both eyes in 0.25 steps until you achieve their initial BCVA. If they say one line is more clear than the other, we place plus 0.25 spherical in front of the eye with a clear image. For example, let's consider patient says top image is more clear than the bottom image. The top image belongs to the right eye, so we place plus 0.25 spherical in front of right eye. Now ask whether both are equally blurred. If yes, ask them to close the eyes, remove the prisms and ask the patient to open both eyes. Defog in 0.25 steps until you achieve their initial BCVA. If the patient says the top image is still more clear than the bottom one, add additional 0.25 in front of the right eye. Now, if they say both images are equally blurred, the accommodation is balanced. Now ask them to close the eyes, remove the prisms and then ask them to open their eyes and defog until you achieve their initial BCVA. If they say the top image is still clear, recheck refraction and make sure the patient understood the test, because more than 0.5 diopter of balance may be caused from wrong refraction and may not be due to accommodation. If they say immediate reversal, that is, first they say one top image is clearer than the bottom one, so you add plus 0.5 spherical in front of the right eye. Then after adding plus 0.5 spherical, they immediately say the bottom image is now clear. In this case, perform a dominant eye check and leave the dominant eye with a slightly clearer acuity. Example, the monocular refraction value, right eye plus 0.75 diopter spherical, left eye plus 0.5 spherical with plus 0.5 cylinder at 180 degree axis. The BCVA in both eyes is 6/6. So you fogged with plus 0.75 and the lens blurred to 612. You introduced 3 prism base down in front of right eye and 3 prism base up in front of left eye. The patient sees two images and they say top image is clearer than the bottom one. The top image belongs to the right eye, so you add plus 0.25 in front of right eye. Now patient says both images are equally blurred, so we balance the accommodation. Now remove the prisms and defog both eyes in 0.25 steps. At each 0.25 removal, we should expect one line better acuity. After defogging, now in right eye we have plus 0.75 from the monocular refraction value and an additional 0.25 from the fogging. In left eye we have plus 0.5 with plus 0.5 at 180 degree axis. So the final prescription will be right eye plus 1 diopter spherical, left eye plus 0.5 with plus 0.5 at 180 degree axis. The advantage of this test is patient sees both images simultaneously and it is easier to compare the clarity of both images. But it requires additional prisms and lenses and it is little bit more time consuming than the alternate occlusion method. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe to our channel Let's Learn Optometry for more optometry and eye care videos. Thank you.